definitely not supposed to do that. Welcome back to the Swampfox Optics YouTube channel, and as you saw from the title of the video, today we are showing you how to zero your rifle. First thing we're gonna go over real quick is just our target and kind of how and why I set this up. So I'm using a target I just downloaded for free online. This is showing me essentially the increments in mils at 100 yards. My optic that I'm zeroing today is the Warhawk 2-10 in mils, and so this is gonna help me just make more precise adjustments and have less guessing. And then the last thing I wanna talk about with the target is I already have my rifle set up and it's clear, so I'm safe being downrange. But what I can do with my rifle being pre-set up is I can make sure that my target here is on the same level or the same plane to my rifle. And that way when I get behind the rifle, I'm not having to get really under to see my target or you really make too much changes. So let's head over to the gun. So we are at the table now, and the couple things you're gonna need to do this is a table or bench rest of some sort, a bag, a tripod, and the rifle that you are gonna be zeroing. The quick and dirty of setup and stability is the more points of contact that the gun has with the table, the better, right? So if you are just gonna rest it on a magazine, that's gonna be less than ideal. If you're gonna put a bag underneath the front end of the gun or maybe just a tripod and then support the stock with your shoulder, that's more ideal. But truly what you wanna do is have the gun kind of be in a stable position without you having to touch it at all. So that way kind of all you're doing is just pulling the trigger. So this is ideally what you wanna have. Zeroing is always made better with more tools and better tools, but get as close to this as you possibly can, or if you've got something else that works well for you, go ahead and do that. Other thing you're gonna need is ammo. Don't forget that part. All right, we are at the Modtac range zeroing today, so I just wanna give them a quick little shout out. If you don't know, Modtac makes suppressor shields, and it's a really innovative product and something that works really well with our optics. And the reason for that is what a suppressor shield does is it covers the suppressor, and when you're shooting with a high magnification optic with the suppressor, you'll notice pretty quick that the mirage created by the heat can make shooting a lot more difficult and a lot less fun. And so what this suppressor shield does is it goes over your suppressor, and it's got these vent holes in the bottom, and what that can do is just allow that heat to dissipate in a way that comes up and around the sides as opposed to directly off the top. And so it's a really unique, innovative design that pairs really well with our optics. So we're running one of these today with our zero test. It should help me make sure that I'm getting accurate reads on where these bullets are going and get a good zero. So thanks so much to Modtac, and if you haven't already, go check them out. We're getting ready to set up here, and the one other thing that I forgot to mention that probably should mention is if you're worried about being on paper before you even start your first group, go ahead and bore sight your gun. This is like a really kind of dumb, easy way to make sure you're on paper. All you do is take the low receiver off, assuming you're working with an AR-15, which I'm sure most of you are. Low receiver off, bolt carrier group out, and then just find something to rest the upper receiver on. And then all you do is you just look through the barrel with your eyes and find some definitive point that you can see. And then without really touching it, if you can, look through the optic. All you wanna do is make sure you can see that one thing in both spots. So if you find a good point of aim, make sure you can see it through the barrel and make sure you can see it through the optic. Then take your first group on paper and you should be on paper. So it's a really rough, easy way to make sure that you're close enough and we're not guessing about where a bullet's gonna go the first time. So that out of the way. All right. Gun clear. Let's go down and check the target. Awesome. All right, so we are looking at our first group here. And so I was aiming at this center dot right here. So we have a group right here. First two shots are pretty good. I kind of pulled that last one, user error. The other thing I want to mention too is that I am going for a point of aim, point of impact at about 50 yards. I measured about 50 paces with my feet. So it is not super precise, but that's what I'm going for. So I'm aiming at the center dot, point of aim, point of impact here. So I'm going to make my adjustment to come bring it over here. We can get into another video about what distance you should zero your rifle at because there's a lot of options. There's a lot of reasons for and against some of them. And so what we're going with is, roughly 50 yards, point of aim, point of impact for a 5200 zero. So I've got, a good amount of measurements. I probably need to come over like 1 mil right and 1 mil down. So we're gonna do one measurement at a time though. So we'll probably come, maybe 1 mil to the right, shoot another group and go with that. So, all right, let's head back over to the gun. Whatever. All right, I'm here to make my adjustment on the Warhawk 2-10. We have push-pull locking turrets. So all you do is you pull up on it. And like I said, I'm gonna make a 1 mil adjustment. And so on the turret, hopefully you can see you've got these big numbers here with a bunch of little hashes. So I'm making a 1 mil adjustment. So I'm gonna go one big number to the next big number. Every increment is 1/10 of a mil. And so the little tiny lines are showing you what 1/10 of a mil is in adjustment. But I'm gonna do my windage. And like I said, I'm gonna bring it 1 mil to the right. So I'm at like 4 1/10. So I'm gonna go to 5 1/10, turning my turret counterclockwise. Okay, I'm gonna lock that guy back in. And since we're doing one at a time, we'll do a group. We'll see how the windage is shifted, and then we'll make another determination from there. All right, so that was my second group there, a lot better. It was a Criterion barrel, so when in doubt with a Criterion, it is always me that is causing a bad group, not the barrel. So ammo decent, barrel phenomenal, then groups like that happen, unless you suck at shooting like I do, and then groups like this happen more often than groups like that happen. So good group, Criterion, bad group, Doug sucks at shooting. And the other thing I want to make a highlight of here is I made a 1 mil adjustment to the right, which it didn't get me quite as far as I wanted to. I wanted to kind of be centered over my point of aim here. But what is mechanically happening with the gun when I'm making an adjustment is actually opposite of what we think. So if I was to take the rifle and I was to strap it to the table or do whatever I needed to do to make it so that the gun doesn't move no matter what, right? All I gotta do is pull a trigger, the gun doesn't move an inch. We're gonna see that no matter what I do to my optic after that point, no matter how much I turn the turrets, the point of impact is always gonna be the same point of impact because the gun doesn't move. Mechanically, the gun fires the bullet where the gun fires the bullet, and all we're trying to do when zeroing is take our point of aim and match it to where the point of impact is. And so what I did when I made a 1 mil adjustment to the right here is I actually moved the reticle to the left by 1 mil, right? And what that's gonna do is it's going to ever slightly point the gun a little bit to the right, which will help me more accurately line up my point of aim to where the point of impact is. I know it's a little confusing because we always say it's a point of impact shift because that's what is being perceived on the paper is a shift of point of impact. What we're doing when we turn it right is actually moving the reticle to the left, and that is allowing us to orient our point of aim over where the gun mechanically shoots the bullet or the point of impact. Okay, so 5 clicks because I'm moving it 5/10 of a mil or 1/2. Okay, now we're gonna shoot another group. Okay. One's clear. Back to the target. All right, so our 1/2 mil adjustment looks pretty good. So we are now, basically dead center. Center of our group is dead center over our target. So we're moving one thing at a time, like I said. So next thing we're gonna do is make an adjustment down. I know we're not showing you, but I'm definitely getting my steps in today, walking back and forth. So yay for fitness. All right, let's make a pretty similar, maybe a 1.5 mil adjustment down. All right, Warhawk 2 to 10. I said 1.5 mils. So I need to turn my turret counterclockwise. I'm gonna go, okay. Here's on. It's definitely not supposed to do that. What the heck? Was that on video? Yeah. Holy shit. We're walking up to the target. We did a little bit of this off camera already, so we already saw the target, but the gun wasn't supposed to do that. We're gonna have to blur it out because of YouTube's rules not being able to show essentially full auto. But so we made sure the gun is clear. So we're gonna show you guys the target now because there's some math that's not adding up. So let's figure out what's going on. There was 15 rounds in this magazine. It's a 20 round magazine with a 5-round limiter because Colorado sucks. So here was the first 2 rounds of that zero group, okay? So we actually made a perfect adjustment. Theoretically, the gun's zeroed. So to wrap up the portion of the video that's talking about zeroing, that's what you want to do. Make small adjustments at a time, have good groups. That's zeroing your rifle, right? We're confirmed here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay? That's 11 rounds. There's 15 rounds in that magazine. There are no more holes on this piece of paper. I don't think I, went crazy controlling the gun. Like I sat through it, I think. We'll watch the footage here back in a second. So we're not sure where these bullets went. And the magazine's empty and they seem to have all ejected the casing. So let's go back to the gun because I have a sneaking suspicion that they are potentially still inside the barrel. We have verified the gun is clear. The suppressor is still pretty warm, so I'm not sure I'm gonna attempt to take that off right now. Okay, gun is definitely clear. Send the carrier forward. So, like I said, I don't know where those other rounds are. There are technically 4 unaccounted for rounds. Thankfully, we're shooting at a berm. Everything is safe. Nobody's hurt. Thank goodness. That is truly all that matters. But what I am hoping not to see doing this is no light looking through. So I have now removed obstructions. I should theoretically be able to look down the barrel and see daylight on the other side. And if I can't, my day just got a whole lot worse. Okay, no, it's clear. We're good, we're good. I can see straight through it. No obstructions. Yeah, there's no, okay. No, nothing wrong. So there's no extra holes in front of the suppressor. Well, time to send a trigger back. I guess the moral of the story is make sure that you are always conducting like the correct safety procedures at the range, because you never know when something's gonna happen. Obviously we didn't plan for this. It definitely kind of scared the crap out of me when it happened, because this is not a full-auto gun, and nor should it be. So we're gonna do some research or whatever, figure out what's going on, because we don't want that to happen again. But use this as a learning lesson, I guess, to make sure you're following all the safety rules, because you never know when something will happen. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you got something out of the zeroing portion of the video. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully more things like this don't happen, but if you are like, comment, subscribe, and they do happen, you might see them. So thanks so much for watching. See you later.